So we're done with the flood of attachment. Except, I just thought that this analogy of a flood, yeah, is really appropriate, because when attachment comes in our mind, we are just completely swept away with it. You know, like when we saw the videos of the tsunami, you know, and how it was just so forceful. And even, you know, because the Japanese, I mean, they're smart, and they had erected these huge walls to stop any tsunami. And, you know, the one video we probably all saw many times where it just completely went over the wall and into the town, and then, you know, the houses, everything just completely, you know, like matchsticks. And that's how our mind is when strong attachment comes in. Exactly like that, you know? We're completely hopeless or helpless, you know? And not helpless, we're not hopeless, we're helpless at that moment, you know, we're not hopeless. But, you know, because when the attachment comes in, it's so strong, it's like, you know, our determinations, which are like the wall, or even our precepts, which are our precepts are sometimes said to be like dams because they stop the flow of the afflictions. And they do, you know, but when an affliction comes very strong, it just goes completely over the dam and everything gets pushed away. And then we wind up in a tsunami disaster in our minds, you know. Now, thank goodness not all attachment is that strong, and the dam holds sometimes. Yeah, and sometimes we can deflect the wave and it goes in another direction, and so we can stay steady. But we have to really keep practicing with this, you know, and making our tsunami walls bigger and bigger and bigger, you know, as time goes on. Because, you know, just as that tsunami came out of the blue, you know, I mean, who expected an earthquake when they woke up that morning? You know, sometimes some strong attachment can come in our mind completely unexpectedly, you know, and we are carried away by it. So that's why, you know, when you're not having a tsunami, you build very strong defenses. You have a tsunami alarm, an alert system, you know. What?
Early warning.
Yeah, early warning. You have emergency, you know, tools. You have arrangements with other countries to help you. So it's the same way with us. You know, we strengthen our precepts by making consistent determinations, up and up. If there's a crack in our wall, like a crack in our precepts, we do sojong, like a posada, like we're doing today. We repair it and restore it. We establish relationships with other people who can help us if we have a tsunami. We have an early alarm system so that with mindfulness we can detect attachment starting to arise when it's small and stop it right there. You know, that's really the thing, is to be able to detect it when it's small and stop it, you know, deflect it, oppose it, do something. But if we don't have good mindfulness and introspective awareness, then when it comes in the mind, we just keep on doing it. It's like, you know, somebody ignoring the early alarm system for the tsunami, and, well, you know, I'll just have a few more things to pick up at the store, and then I'll go to the highland. No, you don't have any time. Yeah, so it is too, you know, when we have strong introspective awareness, to notice that and then immediately apply the antidote. Not just, well, you know, it's kind of pleasant having attachment, so I'll just enjoy it for a while and then I'll apply the antidote. You know, because by the time that happens, the tsunami's hit, you know. So this analogy of a flood is is a really appropriate one. Yeah, and of course, thank goodness, we have things we can do about floods. Yeah, the Abbey, we have fire insurance. We don't have flood insurance. You know, there's very little chance to have a flood here because we're up high, it rolls off. So in the same way, in our mind, you know, we try and gain realizations to uplift our mind, and then there's no chance of the flood of attachment happening because it's gone. Yeah. Okay. I find these kind of analogies very helpful because then when you see something, you know, you're just walking along and you see some external object, then it reminds you of the analogy and it brings in the whole remembrance of how to work with your mind and what you want to do. Yeah? So very, very helpful to have these things. Hmm?
Well, the little Spokane was overrunning its banks on the way to Big R, so along the road you can see the fence where the pasture usually is, which is underwater, the trees are all down. There's things, trash floating around because it's just kind of overrun its banks.
Yeah.
This time of year. So I'm saying, look at that flooding water over there.
Yes, that's it.